Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. So I would like to present my project, which is calculation of friction and acceleration on an inclined and flat surface. So basically, to calculate all basic parameters in friction is very long, and it will make the process to be a time consuming. So my objective in this project is user to compute value of basic calculation related to friction, and thus making it to minimize the time consumption to calculate all those calculations. So I'd like to apply this C programming to solve this problem. So this is the example questions taking from the mechanics of machines notes. It's about the friction occurred in the inclined surface. So basically, this use the method of simultaneous equation and summation of forces. So by doing this method, it will compute the acceleration of the object and the distance of the plane. So moving on to the flowchart of my program. So this is the main flowchart, which is the start, and then it will display the user features. So for the users to select, and when the user select number 1, it will go to the incline function. If user select 2, it will go to the flat function. So we look further to the flowchart. This is the full flowchart. So as we can see here, when user input number 1, here, it will go to the incline function, and when user input number 2, it will go to the flat function. So this is the incline function. This is the data required. So I use array with increment. So data 1 is the angle of surface. This is the reference for the users when the read input is displayed. So this is the users have to follow these features when inputting the data. So when all the data have been obtained, this is the calculation. This is the process of the calculation using the array. So basically follow the formula that is stated in the example previously. So when the calculation is done, so it also stated if it have external force or not. So if the object has an external force, it will go to the formula of the external force, and in the external force features also divided into two, which is if it follow the direction of the mass and if it oppose the direction of the mass. So it have the respective formula, and then after calculating all the acceleration and distance, it will display the acceleration and distance in 4 decimal places. So next is void flat. So void flat, if user input number 2 in the main function, it will go to this void flat function. So the first features is there any external force applied? So if yes, it will make the calculation in the flat surface, and if it's not, it will display the object is not moving. Okay, so let's take a look at the program. So I will show you one of the calculation. Firstly, an inclined plane. So when you put input number 1, will direct to this. Enter value for data 1, angle of surface. Try put here 30. Mass of object is 10. Coefficient of friction is 0.2. Initial velocity is 0. And final velocity is 12. So is there any external force applied? If yes, select Y, then input the external force. You choose here if the external force is the according to the direction of mass, then input the positive value. So 300 is according to opposite to the direction of the mass. So it will display the value of acceleration, which is 23.3953 meter per second squared, and value of distance is 3.0775 meter. So let's try the function number 2, which is the flat surface. Is there any external force? If I put here no, then it display there is no acceleration, the object is not moving. Then if I try run, select surface, flat surface. Is there any external force? Yes. So input external force. Try to put here 300. Mass of object, I put here 20. Coefficient of friction 0.2. Initial velocity is 0. Final velocity is 12. So here is the acceleration. So this is the statement. If the value of acceleration is negative, which means the external force is not sufficient to make the object moving. So let's try to take a look to the last example. I try to put the inclined plane. So angle I use the same 20, 10, 0.2, 0 and 12. So yes, if I put here no and, so it will print out directly the value of force and value of acceleration and distance. So that's all from me for the program. So let's take a look at the result. So result basically here using C programming and using calculator. So this is the result of the external force opposite direction of mass sliding using the C program is here. So let's compare between the result calculated using calculator and C programming. So here it is slight different, just 0.005 difference, 0.005 difference. So it's very slight difference, and for the calculation at the flat surface, it has no difference at all in terms of decimal place, because it have a simple calculation. So that's all for me. Thank you, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.